This is only meant to give you a few pointers when you're in conversations with art connoisseurs and you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. As an amateur art enthusiast, I have a few tricks up my sleeve, how to come across knowledgeable, and I will share 3 points with you about Art Basel this year. Hi there, Johannes here. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of Art Basel 2024. We're going to take a look at the exhibition. We're going to go to the Collectors Lounge, to the NetJets Lounge, and I'm going to share a few tips and tricks on how to survive the typical conversation at this year's Art Basel. We met with my good friend George of NetJets, who kindly hooked us up with tickets, and he accompanied us to the lounge, and there we enjoyed the beautiful installation of the artist Silvère Jarrosson. He explained to us the intentions behind the pieces and how he worked on them full speed to get everything ready for the installation.
What I'm trying to do is something very quiet, relaxing, just peaceful for your mind. So the colors in particular are quite natural, something very natural.
The technique was fascinating, how he works with the acrylic paint and gravity to make these beautiful shapes. The interior of the lounge also matched the artwork, which was very beautifully done and which gave it a very calm and elegant vibe, as you would expect. After some complimentary food and drinks, we continued our tour of the fair. Where should we go next?
Let's go to Hause.
When visiting an art fair, I usually run into people who know a lot more about art than me. That's not a difficult achievement. That's why I need to have a few buzzwords, a few fun facts that I can spread into my conversation and get the conversation going, and then let my conversation partner take it from there. Given I have no background in art, I'm happy to let other people lecture me about what they think, and I'm happy to listen. To get a good conversation going, there are 3 themes that I have tested that are a given win at this year's fair. The first theme is the Global South. Here, a conversation starter could be something like, "I'm so glad the Global South finally gets more of a stage at Art Basel. It's great to see artistic explorations of trade, globalization, and ecology." This highlights the increasing recognition of artists from regions that have historically been underrepresented at art fairs. By mentioning the Global South, you acknowledge the cultural and economic dynamics that influence art production and reception. Now, the second hot item is fabric art. Here you might say something like, "Have you noticed the many pieces of fabric art this year? So interesting to see the use of different materials, and especially a material with such historic roots evolving into contemporary artistic practices." Fabric art has a rich tradition, and its resurgence in contemporary art reflects a blend of craftsmanship and conceptual depth. Discussing this shows an appreciation for both historic context and modern innovation in art. Once you've sprinkled these positive notes into the conversation, it's time to wrinkle your forehead even more before you say something like, "Still, it's not as good as it used to be," and see how your conversation partner reacts. Apparently, some critics have pointed out that this year's Art Basel is the worst in 10 years. It's a mystery to me how they're able to see that, but it fits the narrative that everything is getting worse. This statement plays into the common trope of nostalgia and often can spark deeper conversations about the evolving art market and an ever-changing landscape of art fairs. This is only meant to give you a few pointers when you're in conversations with art connoisseurs and you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. A little goes a long way, as you need to tread carefully as to avoid any follow-up questions. As a bonus tip, if you ever find yourself in hot water, try to name drop some gallery names and make some wild connections, always emphasizing that you're talking on a meta level. This could sound something like the juxtaposition of Gagosian's approach with that of smaller galleries like David Zwirner really highlights the diverse strategies in contemporary curation. This gives you an out if the conversation gets too specific. Let me know in the comments what you think of these, and if you have any other conversation starters, any buzzwords that you like to drop in conversations like that.
Where to next? Let's go back to Hause.
Personally, I really enjoyed this exhibition. It was my first time at Art Basel, and I'm keen to go back next year. What struck out to me was that it's much bigger than the art fairs that I have previously visited. I also like the Unlimited, where the art pieces are massive.
Let's go back to Hause.